That's right, it's a Pokemon video on the MCole40 channel. MCole40. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Yes, we're going to be doing a breakdown for our expanded tournament because, one, if you truly love something, you should talk about it and enjoy it. And this channel has always been about my memoirs of the card game world and things like that. And I want to start this video off by saying expanded has been my favorite format over in the game's past forever. I'm not a huge fan of standard. I never will be. Expanded has been where it's been, and I know GLC exists. I do not like GLC as a format because I find it very boring, and I like my Yu-Gi-Oh! Power scaling madness in Pokemon. I loved it in Magic when I could play Infect and Tron. I've been here, I've done this, I understand that. So Pokemon Expanded will always be my format. Our locals last weekend, we expected 10 to 12 people. We had 29 show up for a box tournament for Expanded. This format that people have told me is dead is not. All right. If anything, it's been underground, it's been growing, and a lot more people have had a chance to let this settle in and try. Yeah, every format will have issues. This format lets me play some of my favorite cards in the course of the game, and we're going to do this every month going forward now. So, I don't know. It's my favorite format, and I want to talk about it. So, winning our event was actually Lugia. Now, for those of you that don't know how Expanded works, it's basically the entire black and white card pool. We had quite a few people play up with, or show up with just standard decks, wanting to play this event, which was really freaking cool, actually. The fact that, you know, players could do that. So this is Lugia with the ability to use the double dragon energies with the Archeops. Everything that you can do in standard with this deck gets way more toxic in Expanded because those Archeops getting the abilities to use the Garchomp and Giratina to clear off a field with GG End, or getting the ability to take 2 freeze prize cards on the other GX is kind of insane. Also, this format, turn 1 Wally is nuts and is absolutely broken. So, am I surprised to see this deck taking down first place? No. I'm actually quite happy to see that, you know, the #1 contender was that. Now, second place, hi, it's actually me. I've played, I play a lot of Expanded. If I'm not playing it, I'm reading reports from other people, looking at online tournament results and things like that. This was a list I net decked quite some time ago. I chose to play the Megazard over the Mega Rayquaza because I don't want to detach those 2 energy cards. I've had a long discussion with a few people with this. I find the Mill 5 to be much more important to me. And so forth. I also can tell you that the Professor Toro scenario, I put it into the deck. Last night I didn't really like the choice. Actually won me a game against Snorlax. Being able to bounce your active back to your hand and then promote your Regidrago, and then, you know, do the Timeless GX, take the extra turn against Snorlax, is actually pretty important. So, actually really, really shocked me there. Our third place here was actually another Regidrago, showcasing that they chose to play the Garbodor package instead. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I think the Garbodor package is a fantastic alternative from what I was doing. I basically chose to play things like the Sudowoodo and so forth for like more controlling aspects of the meta. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You've got to remember, you're trying to play control cards in a format where, you know, shutting things off is very important. Garbodor is a fantastically broken card, but I didn't expect a lot of people to develop, you know, Expanded or try to play with the knowledge of the crazy card pool that it was. I mean, research is available. You can do net decking stuff, but this was a good call for the course of this event. Both me and them finished 4-1. I actually got to mess up pairings because I was the one that got paired down, and I did my thing that needed to be done. Now, fourth place is actually Stall Snorlax. They have the built-in Pidgeot for the full recycle to make sure you know that they don't actually get wiped out. The Wondrous Labyrinth requiring the extra energy for non-fairy Pokemon is really stupid. And the fact, you know, they have the Hero's Cape in here as well. This deck thrives on control. So this is basically what the standard deck does, but you have way more supporters available to you to control your opponent out of the game. This is one of the reasons why I think people look at this format and go, this is broken, because they have Steven's Resolve, which literally, it ends their turn, but they can search your deck for 3 cards and add them to their hand. So you can set up your control options heading on into the next couple of turns and accurately analyze what sort of situation you need to have. I'm actually very surprised to see that somebody actually did bring Stellax, but it's expanded. I should have expected a control deck. Now, next up is a Qian Pao deck. Now, this is what we were talking about when we had the standard decks that were mentioned. So basically, in expanded, the entire standard card pool is still legal. You can bring your Charizard deck, your Metang deck, all of that is still legal, all right? So this duelist was like, hey, you know, I'm going to bring my standard deck. Let's see how we do against the meta. And they actually made top 8, which was freaking fantastic to actually see. You know, Qian Pao is an extremely good deck with just, you know, especially with the Bax Caliber, being able to pressure down all those water energies. And of course, let's not forget, you know, taking some extra prizes on the heavy amps for Mr. You know, Future Hariyama is actually pretty good. But I like this. This proves that, you know, standard decks do have a chance, and if you don't have, you know, the existing card pool available to you, you can get some old or newer stuff to play. Now, this next one, this was really cool. This was the Palfin EX deck playing Garbodors and Snorlax. Or excuse me, not Snorlax, Wobbuffets. This deck's life purpose is to turn off the Palfin EX's ability in the hand. So what ends up happening here is you can evolve into a 340 HP Pokemon that takes 1 energy to do 250 damage on turn 2 of the game. Do you know how crazy that actually is? It creates this very big mon, and then you use Garbodor to control the game. All right, I think that this is actually a very scary deck. I actually love to see this, and I actually want to build this and test this, because this is the level of innovation and things that I wanted to see and expand. I want to see these home brews that people are cooking up with, and these people, they had some decent time to cook up with this. This was really cool. Next up was actually my Mew deck that I net decked. I can't even give any original credit to this. We saw in a really, really cool concept for Mew quite some time ago. Now, if you remember, Mew was in standard. It was a pain in the butt, but you can still build an expanded Mew deck for literally like $30. Actually, just kidding. You're going to need some very good cards. But the way that this deck works is you're going to be using the Jirachi Prism to basically take some extra prizes, because it'll beam itself down when you take it as a prize. You use Piania's skill to basically put the cubes from your hand into your prize pool, and then when you take them, because Piania doesn't shuffle your prizes, you get the ability to, you know, take some extra prizes. It's all it is. It's you try to take 5 prizes turn 1. Can you do it? Not so much, but you know what? This deck also gets to play Wally and make the big Mew turn 1. So that's a very real thing. And then we actually have another Lugia deck out here. I was actually really happy to see that other people brought Lugia to the table here. Now, this build actually doesn't quite play, you know, the same level of craziness that the other build does. There's no Giratina and Garchomp in here. Granted, those cards are pretty strong. They did play the Stoutland V to try to take some extra prizes, which was good. They also doubled down on Double Wally in here to try to take those extra key prizes. And they also have battle compressors and things in here as well to try to take those key prizes when they actually can. So this list was actually pretty straightforward, and their use of, you know, energies was good. Only 1 double dragon, but they got away with it pretty well. So overall, I love expanded. I wanted to showcase these tournament results with you so that, you know, I could push this format a little bit more and just actively get to talk about it a little bit more. If you truly love something, you should share it with the community and just go, yeah, expanded, it's real. It's fun, and everybody should give it a shot, honestly. Even if you don't like the format or you think it's too degenerate, there's a reason why all these other alternate formats exist. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.